Altcoins are continuing to get annihilated in the crypto markets. Is there any hope or future for altcoins? And I know how it feels right now, guys. Bitcoin goes up and your alts get crushed. Bitcoin goes down and your alts get crushed even more. Bitcoin goes sideways, your alts pop up by 5%, and then they get crushed by Bitcoin again. It's a pretty brutal market cycle when you think about it, but this is temporary, I believe. The market moves in cycles, but there is no denying that currently we are seeing a situation where investors have been fleeing from basically anything that is not Bitcoin. Cryptos have been being dumped hard, with many altcoins hitting new lows versus Bitcoin. And simply, some are just falling off the cliff, never to return. And there really aren't many surprises here. The Bitcoin halving is less than a year away. There's BACT and ErisX and LedgerX, all of which have been approved to offer physically settled Bitcoin futures. There's Fidelity and Ameritrade and hedge funds, etc., 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 etc. Basically, all of the stuff we talk about all of the time here on the channel. Whereas Ethereum is at least a year away from any potential upgrade, and no one's really talking about Ethereum futures at the moment. Most major infrastructure platforms have almost no dApps built on top of them, and if they do have dApps, then they have almost no users. We have to keep it real. We are still early in blockchain overall, and the major chains are still really trying to find their place and to find their purpose. But those things are being built. The infrastructure is being built today. Just look at Opera and Samsung. They're building Ethereum wallets into their platforms, which is amazing. And the major bond issuances, which we see happening on top of Ethereum. Altcoins are far from dead. We're just early. But let's consider if in the next 5 years we can reach a $10 trillion market cap for all of crypto. And that if Bitcoin reaches the upper end of that estimate, that it will, yes, achieve 80% market dominance, thus having an $8 trillion market cap. This is the Bitcoin which has the same market cap that gold has today. If the biggest estimates come true and Bitcoin does hit that 80% market dominance, then that means that the altcoins as a combined group will be worth $2 trillion, which is about 8x the current market cap of the entire crypto economy. So while that would be a massive 40x increase on Bitcoin, assuming that it does indeed capture 80% of the market and reaches the same $8 trillion level as gold, then some altcoins will provide even bigger returns. The current market cap of altcoins is currently only $80 billion, while a $2 trillion market cap for non-Bitcoin cryptos would be a 25x for the entire crypto market outside of Bitcoin. But that does not mean that all of the other cryptos will have a simple 25x gain each. No. Ethereum, for example, might only do a 5x to reach a $100 billion market cap from here, but Cardano might do 100x to hit a $100 billion market cap. And when we start digging around further down the market, we will see that there are loads of incredibly promising cryptocurrencies that will see massive gains. And this is in the extreme scenario where Bitcoin eats and maintains 80% of the market. But of course, we do need to keep it real here, guys. That if Bitcoin does take 80% market dominance and pulls a 40x, then one Bitcoin invested in a 100x like Cardano will only convert into 2.5 Bitcoin, which is great, but multiple X's in dollar value, just doesn't have that same effect when you count it in Satoshis. This factor of itself is what keeps a lot of people in Bitcoin and out of altcoins, is that inevitably a lot of these altcoins won't perform as well as Bitcoin, and that they get into Bitcoin because it's presumably a lower risk. But small cap coins are likely to do very well and to give very large Satoshi returns as well. And look, even if we do hit 80% market dominance, it's not something that's going to last forever. Nothing ever does in markets, which means that based on the most extreme estimates, Some cryptos that are not Bitcoin will be wildly profitable to hold over the next coming years. That's based on the 80% model. If we maintained a 70% Bitcoin dominance, then other cryptos would moon pretty hard. If Bitcoin dominance falls back to 60%, then we're going to Mars with some of these altcoins. If we fall into the 50% or less zone, which is actually where we spent almost the last 2 years until April of 2019, then, in fact, actually we did see Bitcoin going as low as 33% at some point last year. But anyway, if that happens, if Bitcoin reaches the same market cap as gold, then the rest of the crypto market could be worth $8 trillion. Which means that there will be unimaginably big returns in the altcoin markets. We need to see real value being delivered from these cryptocurrencies. There has been way too much hype driving valuations sky high for things that should have never, ever been valued in the billions of dollars. Some tokens have proven to be completely useless. Technical deadlines have been missed, timing has been wrong, exit scams have happened, and 100 other reasons that can be accounted for the failure of some different altcoins. Things that prevented them from performing well. And that's okay, guys. It really is. Seeing a large percentage of cryptocurrencies fail, it's actually a good thing in a weird way. It means that the best will rise to the top, that ideas will be tried, and that the weak will sink. The trick is finding the good ones, and there are many very good cryptocurrencies out there, because the innovation happening outside of Bitcoin right now, it's mind-blowing. There are non-fungible collectibles, there are in-game assets, there are tokenized bonds, there's lending platforms and crypto collateral stablecoins, a whole host of interesting utility tokens, in-game currencies, microinsurance, privacy coins, public registry for diplomas and for land registry and dividend payments, tokenization of real-world assets, there's supply chain, there's decentralized internet, there's decentralized financial services, there's gambling and exchange protocols and AI marketplaces and big data and healthcare and manufacturing and IoT and social media, and that's just the tip of the damn iceberg. And this doesn't even include things that we haven't even conceptualized yet. We haven't even got to that stage yet with cryptocurrencies. We're starting to create totally new things. And you know what? Bitcoin is not going to do all of that. Even though maximalists might like to tell you that all altcoins are going to zero, it's simply not the case. It's counter reality. I like this example from Mike Novogratz that I saw the other day. He said, imagine crypto like the periodic table. He said, there's only one gold on the periodic table, and that in our situation here is Bitcoin. And then there are all these other elements with specific use cases. Well, perhaps we can imagine crypto to be like that. Bitcoin can be digital gold. Litecoin can be digital silver. Ethereum might be hydrogen. Cardano might be carbon, etc., etc., etc. You guys get the idea. The point that there is a lot of room for a plethora of cryptos to thrive, but they need to find real purpose in order to have that long-term strength in the market. Ethereum can be a beast. It currently is a beast, and it will be even bigger if they do that upgrade as planned. Come on, Vitalik, get busy, man. I'm sure he is busy, actually. But others will remain popular, too. Look at Monero. It has a strong use case as a privacy coin. The cryptos who have strong communities and strong purpose will find their place, and they will do well. The Bitcoin forks, I have some strong doubts there about the future of those, but that's, personal opinion, I suppose. Holding some of these cryptos into the next bull run will return very nice results for investors. But you do not need to wait for some kind of insane alt season to prosper. There are lots of good trading opportunities out there right now, or you can just find a few good, promising cryptocurrencies and dollar cost average in while waiting for the next big run. It will come. The market moves in cycles. It's just a matter of time. But we are unlikely to see a major altcoin boom until Bitcoin passes into a new all-time high and the dominance does start to fall. Because the reality right now is that Bitcoin is the king of the market. And this may very well change in the coming years or even in the coming months. But for now, you need to respect the trend. But on a macro level, the fact that we still refer to everything that is not Bitcoin as an altcoin actually kind of tells you where we are currently at with the entire crypto economy. Anyway, guys, just my 2 Satoshis. Let me know what you think about the current and future state of altcoins down below in the comment section. As always, I much appreciate your time for coming out and checking out today's video. If you did enjoy it, a thumbs up would be massively appreciated. You guys see these frogs, by the way? Look at these critters. This guy right here. Yeah, anyway. Besides the point, Lark, besides the point. Long live the blockchain, and peace out till next time.